Hey guys, welcome back to the Mental Game podcast. I'm your host, Nickel Martha, and I hope everyone's having a brilliant week and day filled with success and also happiness. And yeah, I'm really happy that you guys are tuning into this episode. And I want to get kick-started right away about what we're going to be speaking about today. We're going to be speaking about stress and an insight I've gained on stress this week at work. So, this week at work was extremely stressful for me for some reason, It was a number of tasks that needed to be completed. In other words, I work in a IT support role, and the number of tickets that needed to be completed there were many, and it was very stressful to manage my time and also manage the completion of these tasks. And I was super stressed out. And how did I notice I was stressed out? Well, that was through feeling. I felt I got headaches. My eye was twitching. It was going up and down. And I also felt really fatigued, to be honest, when I came back home. And from these experiences, I knew that I was overly stressed out. I was sort of overwhelmed as well. And I needed to calm it down. I needed to calm my nervous system down, or I would burn out and be overwhelmed, stressed out, and unable to do anything else. So, for some reason, and I'm not sure if you guys have an Apple phone, but on our Apple phone, you can actually change your background. You can change your background to what we call astronomy sort of backgrounds. For example, astronomy, another planet like Jupiter or Neptune, Mercury, Mars, or whatever planet you want. You can change your background of your phone. And I was just looking at the different backgrounds. I was looking at, oh, there's Jupiter, oh, there's Saturn, oh, there's Neptune, there's Mars. And I don't know why, that sort of surprised me, It surprised me that we have other planets in the world. And on top of that, we have other galaxies. I was like, we have the Milky Way, and I'm not into physics that much, so I don't really know the terminologies that well, but we have different with different galaxies like the Milky Way, with different exoplanets. We have just the fact that we have our own sort of galaxy with Mars, Mercury, Jupiter, Neptune, Saturn. It astounds me because we have different planets. We have different planets. There's more to our life. There's so many dimensions to life. We have different, there's space. There is, you know, I don't know. I'm sounding I feel like I'm sounding like a lunatic, but it's crazy. Just think about it. There's other planets. There's other galaxies. This, where we are currently, is not the do all and end all. There's much more to life. There's so much more. And our existence is just a small speck in a galaxy. It's such a small thing in the galaxy, in the Milky Way. I hope I'm using the right terminology, but it's such a small aspect in the Milky Way. It's such a small molecule. We're a small molecule. And what really helped, let me get to the point now. What really helped manage my stress was looking at our galaxy. And you can see, I can't see it properly. My God. Okay. Not too sure, but as you can see on my phone, it actually shows a galaxy. It shows the sun in the middle. It shows the Earth, Mercury, Mars, and so on, Neptune at the end, and Saturn, and I think that's Uranus. Oh, I need to get, I need to study these more. But it shows the whole sort of galaxy. And this calms me down because I realize this situation is a little speck in our life. is a much bigger picture. It reminds me there's a much bigger picture. It reminds me that there's so many other aspects in the world. There's so many different galaxies. And it makes my problem seem manageable in a way. And it reminds me that this soon will pass. This soon will pass, and there's more to look forward to and explore, if you know what I mean. So it helped look at the bigger picture. It helped it helped sort of not minimize my problems, but it helped calm my problems down. Because I often, well, when we have a problem, us humans often overthink. We overthink so much and we make a problem bigger than it seems. Always. At work, we didn't complete one task, yeah? We make it the biggest of biggest problems when it should be such a small problem. And it's not even a problem. And that's what us humans do sometimes. We make it a very big problem. And by looking at the galaxy and understanding that we're just a small speck in the galaxy, you start to realize that these problems, which you are considering major, major catastrophes, are actually just minor. They're minor. And the problem you currently have is just a speck in your life. And it should not be, I mean, you can do whatever you want, but for me, I should prioritize my mental well being. I should realize that there's a bigger picture to adhere to and look at. And there's so many things to explore in life, and this problem is not gonna. I don't want it to beat me down. And this problem is not a do all and end all of who I am. So I start to realize that there's other things, and you know, this problem is just a small aspect of my life, and there's a bigger picture to summarize what I'm saying. You're probably wondering where did I hope I make sense with bringing up the planets, the galaxy, and the correlation is that it's just that our problems are very small in a way. Not very small. I'm sorry to say that, but sometimes we overthink and we make situations bigger than they are, and that's me specifically. I always do that. And by looking at this, by looking at the galaxy, I start to realize that these problems aren't as big as they seem. And they shouldn't be as big as they seem. I'm overthinking. I'm thinking so much. I'm making situations worse. I'm becoming stressed out for no reason. I need to calm down. I need to look at the bigger picture. Everything happens for a reason, first of all, and also think rationally in a way, and also practice mental well-being, be aware of what you're thinking and feeling, and regulate the way you think as well. And all these sort of affirmations come in, these reminders whenever you can, or I look at the bigger picture. I look at what actually really matters. Getting stressed out is one of the biggest killers. By looking at the galaxy, I sort of realize, yeah, there is a bigger picture. And the bigger picture is that I prioritize my health. I take care of myself. And I don't overthink and make situations bigger, bigger, and bigger. Simple as that. I hope I understand. I want to. I hope I sort of drew the correlation between, you know, my interest in now astronomy to looking at the bigger picture and calming down. Calming down. Yeah, it's just. Yeah. But let me know what you guys think. And I keep thinking about it now. That there's other planets. There's space. There is exoplanets. Saturn has rings. Can you walk on those rings? You know what? It is so mad that there's other planets out there. Potentially other life forms in the exoplanets. No, in our galaxy we don't have any life shown by NASA, but potentially in the exoplanets, say the Kepler ones. I'm not sure if you guys know about what I'm speaking about, but it's so mad. And sometimes, just to reiterate, it really helped look at the bigger picture. Simple as that. Simple as that. But yeah, don't change your background now to some astronomy thing. But yeah, I hope you guys understand what I'm saying. But yeah, see you guys next week and keep rocking and rolling. And yeah, have a great week and day. Bye bye.